Why it sucks to be born as an Anna. So you're born an ant. Great. Welcome to the world of endless labor, crawling around in a sea of your own kind, and living a life dictated by the queen. Let's break it down. The first thing you'll notice? You're tiny. Really tiny. Like, smaller than a grain of rice tiny. So small, in fact, that you could get squished without anyone even noticing. Oh, and forget about any hope of privacy. As soon as you pop out of your egg, you're surrounded by millions of your siblings. Social distancing? Forget it. Personal space? Not a thing. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of action in an ant colony, but let's talk about your job. Oh yeah, you thought it was going to be all fun and games, right? No, no, no. You'll have one of three roles: a worker, a drone, or, if you're lucky, and I mean lucky, a queen. But let's be real here. The queen doesn't do much besides lay eggs. And drones? Well, their job is to mate with the queen and then die. So, you, dear ant, are probably going to be a worker. And that means you'll spend your entire life doing the same thing. Foraging, building tunnels, defending the nest, rinse and repeat. Every single day. Let's start with foraging. You're going to spend countless hours scurrying around, searching for food. Doesn't matter if you're hungry or tired. Your colony depends on you. Forget about stopping for a break. Oh, and the food? It's usually something gross like crumbs or scraps you'll have to carry back that are 5 times your body weight. How's that for fun? You may think, well, at least I'm getting stronger. But then again, carrying 50 times your body weight is kind of an occupational hazard. And speaking of your body, it's not exactly built for comfort. You're not a horse, prancing around with a luxurious mane and thick fur to protect you from the cold. Nope. You're naked. Your exoskeleton is hard and stiff, and if you get hurt, good luck. A small scrape can be your undoing. You'll probably just lose a leg or an antenna. But hey, no biggie, because you've got a bunch of siblings who'll replace you in a heartbeat. And by the way, have you seen how your body's built? No time for beauty sleep. You've got work to do. And I don't mean just lifting stuff. Ants work in a perfectly coordinated system, one that doesn't give a second to sit back and enjoy the view. Let's talk about your queen, though. Sure, she's your mother, but don't expect to get close. She's too busy laying eggs while you work your tiny ant legs off. And what does she do in return? Nothing. She's literally just pumping out babies for the next generation. But that's life for you. And don't even get me started on the drama of ant warfare. Ants fight over food, territory, and mates. If your colony gets into a war with a neighboring colony, guess what? You're on the front lines, fighting to the death. Not exactly a glamorous life, is it? And then there's the whole communication thing. You think you can chat with your buddies over a nice cup of coffee? Think again. You've got pheromones. Yes, pheromones. These chemical signals that tell you whether food is nearby, danger is looming, or it's time to just keep working. Touching each other's antennae? That's your idea of a conversation. Really? Your social interactions are reduced to that. No meaningful conversations or gossip about your colony's drama. Just a few taps of antennas, and you're back to work. What about love, you ask? Well, good luck with that. Your entire existence is about survival and service to the colony. If you're a drone, you get one shot at romance, and then you're basically kicked to the curb. Bye-bye, mate. If you're a worker, your life is about raising the next generation of ants. The closest thing to romance you'll experience is a fight over a scrap of food or a place in the line. Oh, and there's no escaping the hierarchy. Ants have an intense caste system. The queen calls the shots, and the rest of you are expendable workers, either building the nest, collecting food, or defending the colony. All day, every day. Do you ever get a break? No, not really. It's an endless cycle of toil until you drop. If you're lucky enough to survive a few years, maybe you'll get a nice retirement. But most ants don't live long enough for that. You're basically working yourself to death, and for what? To make sure the queen can keep producing babies for the next generation of workers. But the worst part? You're constantly under threat. Predators lurk around every corner. Birds, frogs, and even other insects will come for you. And if you don't die from a predator, there's always the risk of drowning, being trampled by bigger creatures, or just being caught in an environmental disaster. Rain? That could flood your nest. Drought? Good luck finding food. It's like the universe has it out for you. The life of an ant is nothing but struggle. Constantly working, always sacrificing, always in danger, and never getting a moment to yourself. Born to toil away until the end of your days, with no hope of climbing the social ladder. It's a life of duty and service, with little to no reward beyond the survival of the colony. And let's not even talk about what happens if your colony loses its queen. Life as an ant is essentially a never-ending game of survival. And spoiler alert, the game is rigged. It sucks to be born as an ant. You might want to consider your options next time.